Hi everyone,
Welcome to another episode of
Weconomix. Today is another episode because of our recent news on Trump.
Yes, we are back to
What else? What else we talk about?
trade war.
And Trump apparently did something illegal. Trump illegal? Really? The tariffs was illegal, Swami? I didn't know Trump did illegal stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Shock, this is a real shock to all of us,
Right.
viewers as well.
Yes. So the Supreme Court in the U.S. has struck down most of its tariffs that he had implemented based on an emergency powers. Now we'll put the acronym for the emergency powers down here. I think it's I don't know how many E's it goes. PA, something like that. But so.
Again, we didn't think this would happen because Supreme Court has a lot of Trump's friends in them.
Yes, the word for the Supreme Court, this Supreme Court is supine, right? Supine means they don't mind bending over backwards for whatever that Trump asks for them.
From Cairo for Trump.
Yeah, and I mean, so far a lot of the decisions have been going through the courts and then ending up in the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court just says, okay, whatever Trump wants to do, go ahead. They supposedly should have made a decision sometime
late last year, right?
Late last year, November or December, right? So they've been pushing off, and a lot of other, analyst experts in the US were basically predicting that chances are, because the arguments were not going very well on Trump's side, and it made it quite difficult for them to
find a good reason to
prove
or let this go.
Yeah, because two courts with together, I think altogether about 14 judges, both the courts put together.
All said.
Yeah, the majority decided that this is wrong. So you have to go through all those many judges and they end up in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court says, no, you're all wrong.
What's the point, right? What is the point of having all these courts? Just passing documents to the next person, passing documents to the next person.
Right. Might as well just go to the Supreme Court and ask them to decide in the first place.
Let them all take a day off instead.
Right. Correct. Okay. So anyway, so it's back to, I don't know.
If no one knows, I mean,
what's going to happen.
I guess we should call this IDK Part 3.
Yeah, Part 2, Part 3, I know.
I think we had a different name for this. I think we thought of calling it Tariff Civil War.
Okay. It's trade war, right? Trade war.
Yes,
trade civil war.
Correct. Trade Civil War.
Yes, so this is the trade civil war.
Because why? Because the world doesn't care anymore.
So this is...
You guys settle it in America.
Right.
You guys settle it among yourselves.
Exactly. So what we can see is, with this announcement, I was actually quite curious to see what will happen to the price of gold.
Right? We didn't have much time because it's already Saturday. So there's a slight increase from $5,000 to $5,100.
5,000 slight increase.
I mean, that's all the time they had. Even that small, I guess if no longer respect gold prices increasing by so much, like $100 used to be big news those days.
Yes.
But now it's just like, oh, that's. I mean, don't come back to me with this news. Tell me something more important,
Yes, that's right. So anyway, I think how they are going to settle this in the US.
What's the implications? So we don't really know.
Implications.
So for one of the fears they have is, do all the tariffs need to be refunded?
Yeah.
What's the process going to be? How long it'll take? I think we're talking about 130 billion or something. That's going to add to an already giant deficit that America is carrying.
Yes. And the main thing is, studies have already shown that 94% last year of the tariffs that were paid after all this enhanced tariffs, right, by the Trump administration, 94% were paid by the importers, right? So the exporters paid only 6% of the tariffs. So this is basically an implementation problem now. And one thing Trump said is this is going to be in the courts for years to come, which is not something that is going to boost anyone's confidence.
Yes, I don't know that information is helpful.
Right.
And even like the day we discussed, there's a lot of exemptions to tariffs as well. Like
Right.
this year, if you're this, you don't have to pay. If that, you don't have to pay. So we don't know what
we don't
scale
know.
of this is.
It's very complicated.
Complicated and not complete. Complicated and not complete. I don't know what one day is this, one day is that. So we don't really have a
Correct.
fully corrected information on this.
Yeah. So, and this is just another thing that's making the Trump administration very weak, especially in the eyes of the world, right? Because now we have all these reports coming out on the Epstein files, right? That is a mess.
It's getting messier by the day.
And you can see, I mean, the rest of the countries in the world, just the name, your name being associated with Epstein.
That should really be.
Right.
That's end of your career.
It's okay, resignations, right?
Even before we ask you to, best is you pack up and go back home.
Right, even you mentioned Bill Gates, right?
Oh man, that is this. I mean, Bill Gates is somebody that I grew up.
Right.
You were already old at the time, but as a kid, to see somebody like that, be so successful so young. I think he was the first person to be worth $100 billion US, and he's done a lot of philanthropic efforts. His the Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation was one of the
correct.
Brought clean water. He's done this, done that. So we've always seen him as as one of those good billionaires. Look at this billionaire. He's dedicating his life to really changing the world and spending his money for good use.
Right. But even he's
oh my God, to see him in this, I mean, now you can't surprise me who's going to be in the list. If you got Bill Gates in this list, it can be anybody now. He wears a sweater. He speaks like a good school teacher. He's so well mannered and he's so soft spoken. But wow, I guess you didn't really know someone until you.
You have this, and then whatever they're trying to do with Iran, which is
I don't know.
Nobody in the world right now is
looking forward to a war, ready for a war. This is not a war world anymore.
Why? Yeah. Why? Why do this when you have all these other issues pending?
It's urgent attention and urgent fixing.
And you have a massive war between Ukraine and Russia. What they did in Venezuela was
so distasteful.
Yes, exactly. The word, distasteful as far as the international geopolitics is concerned.
No respect or regard for those things.
Right. There are plenty of other dictators in the world who are probably
just terrible things, yeah.
But and they get a pass, and you can go over him, and then after that, demand that the country give all its resources to you. The
world is far, far moved on from those
and then
days.
Before even that is properly settled, now you have tons of military might, military hardware. Doing what in Iran? Doing what are you trying to do? What's the end game here? Because you already had your 12-day war where you said, we've already destroyed you put to bed that already. You put to bed that you have destroyed Iran's capability to produce nuclear weapons. That is done and dusted. That was the 12-day war, and Trump came out and said, finished. Yeah. We destroyed it.
Completed.
Now, what? Now, no, we need to do it again.
For what? For
yes. For so as far as credibility, especially after this Greenland fiasco, right? US has a lot of things to figure out now. And but one thing is for sure is that the world is just they've put US in a position where I say, okay, let them do what they need to do. Let them figure out what they have to figure out. Let's move on with the world order as we know it.
Yeah.
Right? The rules-based world order where we respect each other's sovereign borders, where we discuss things.
So everyone else is maintaining that. Everyone else is maintaining that ethic.
Yeah. So, but until the US comes to a point where I don't know how this is going to play out.
Like you mentioned, Iran this, Iran that. I feel like the world is to the point. It's not even like let them deal with this. Like I don't care.
Right.
I don't even want to know what happens in America at this point.
Right.
Let's work together. I have got these ideas. What do you have? Let's get together in the class. Let's leave that classmate to go to his own room and do what he wants to do. But we're still friends. We still have economies. We can still make things work.
Right.
And we never realized what we could do until right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's I guess the flavor of this year.
Yeah.
The flavor of this year is US has become largely distasteful to the world, right? And because of that, everyone else is now looking and saying, well, maybe we just let them be
whatever they want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And no one is supporting this thing with Iran. Even I think UK has come out to say that, we are not going to allow.
I don't think even Americans are supporting this. It's just one American.
Amazing, UK has come out a couple of days ago to say that we are not going to allow US jets or US aviation to use their Air Force bases. UK. One of the staunchest allies, said, no, if you're going to do anything in Iran, you can't use our bases.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure Turkey is going to say the same. Turkey is going to say the same. So there's no doubt that this is going to be a forever war if they put boots on the ground. And
we're against everything.
And against
Trump stuff.
Yeah, their MAGA, the whole MAGA doctrine will just be blown up to pieces.
I don't know what other support is left. If you lose this, so who's on your team? Like who's backing you up on this?
Correct. Absolutely. So
I think Trump is basically going to unify America. I think he's going to
maybe he's unify
just to be against him.
I mean, that's where the polls are showing. Polls are all showing quite negative numbers for him. And that is also a unifying factor when you don't like somebody.
When everybody hates someone together.
Yeah, and you look at what happened with the Epstein files got blown up by a bipartisan team, of MAGA and the progressive left, right? The MAGA was Thomas Massey. He's a Republican representative who just said, nope, we are not going to stand for this kind of pedophilia and all that nonsense. And we want everything out. We don't care who's in it, right? And the other person was Ro Khanna, who is a Democratic progressive. So both of them are clearly for the people, and they are not pro-big business or pro-elites, right? And
very people reps.
And they were able to blow this thing up and bring all of those things out. Trump, of course, because he's the president for the next 3 years,
painful to hear.
Unless he...
It has been 3 years already, Tommy. It has been 3 years already. I mean, it feels very long.
I think people in the US,
Because I felt like it's a lifetime.
Right.
Like a whole generation has been Trump.
Right. But anyway, just because this is it's just one more domino falling, right? So this year, I think, is going to be the year where last year, US showed its cards. Trump administration showed all its cards. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Tariffs and their immigration crackdown, and also basically trying to conquer the world here and there. The Dondo Doctrine or some nonsense like that, right? Okay. So now the world is showing its cards.
Yeah.
Right?
You've been pushed to the edge. They really pushed everyone.
Right.
And they helped everyone see their strengths. It's a good part of it.
So anyway, I think time and again we will get back into it. But for now, I think this is going to be we'll call it the trade civil war, right, for this year.
And I don't know if Avengers can help us this time. I know the Avengers can write policies and help us.
Okay, so now you're going to shift gears a little bit because this is 2026 and it's Visit Malaysia year.
Yes.
So I thought we'd talk a little bit about the gastronomical adventures that you can have in Malaysia, Aruf.
I don't know if I'm prepared to share this wonderful list.
So Malaysia is known as a food paradise.
Yes.
Right?
I don't know if you can see where we hide our food bellies behind this table.
Because, when they say Malaysia, truly Asia, right? It's because...
it's such a mix of culture.
Yeah, we have
history.
Yes.
What's for Malaysia?
For, I would say, last 500-600 years,
Malaysia.
Yes. So
The meeting point.
So you have, the biggest countries in Asia, China and India, are represented here in Malaysia. And
It's a home to all.
Right. We've been immigrant population, citizens for
Generations.
a few generations.
Some even longer.
Some even longer, much longer. And the food fusion that we have here.
You can't find that anywhere else. Not bragging, not because of Malaysians. I was telling Swami, we see a lot of changes in this visit Malaysia here, because for Taiposam I told you I went to other caves. And my God, I've never seen it be organized so well. There were police booths everywhere to guide people. There were checks everywhere, like not bad checks, not ICE agent checks. These are checks to make sure everyone is safe, make sure everybody's got water, all that. It felt there's so many people, and you can still feel so safe and so
cared for. Cared for.
Can't wait to see how many more
So
beautiful events we're going to have this year.
You're listening to this podcast from anywhere in the world, just check out Visit Malaysia here.
Yeah, and actually, if you want us to recommend any things, any places, you can comment. Again, subscribe.
Okay. So until then,
thank you so much for watching. See you in the next episode. Let's strive to thrive.